Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Just want to jump on real quick to talk to you about the importance of voting policy over personality in this upcoming election for those who have not voted early. As typical, we see so many more celebrities on stage as we move toward election day, kind of campaigning for their candidate of choice, lecturing people and talking to the American people about what they think is best. And folks, I just want to remind you, what's best for them has nothing to do with what's best for you. In many situations, their lifestyle is irrelevant concerning how you raise your children, how you parent, the kind of marriage and family experience that you have, how you live out your faith, the quality of life that you build. Celebrities have nothing to do with that. And so you don't need Jennifer Lopez or Beyonce or Oprah Winfrey or Hulk Hogan or George Clooney or anybody else to lecture you and talk to you about what's best for you and your family and the quality of life that you want to experience. It's all manipulation. It's all manipulation, and there's little talk about policy, little talk about foreign policy, little talk about the spiritual and moral experience that really undergirds how we live here in the United States. And so when I talk about policy being more important than personality, most people don't recognize that when you vote for a presidential candidate, you're not just voting for that individual, which has a certain personality that you may or may not like. For every change in presidential administrations, there's probably 4 to 5,000 jobs in Washington, D.C. that change because of a presidential election. There's probably as many as 10,000 appointments of various other positions. And so you're talking 5, 10, or 15,000 other people with similar values concerning their platform really being matriculated throughout the DC area that defines the culture of our government, the culture of Washington, D.C., which ultimately affects the culture of our nation and even the world, friends. And so it's so much more than just the personality of who you're voting for. The policy matters, and the 10 to 15,000 other people that will carry out that policy. I'm talking about appointments with the Department of Interior, the Department of Agriculture, Housing and Urban Development, the Department of Energy, Department of Transportation, the Department of Commerce, appointments to the Supreme Court. Don't forget that. You're talking about morality or immorality being codified into law. And in some situations, when that shift takes place spiritually and morally, it's very difficult to reverse it. So it's important for you to understand the significance of voting for policy and not just personality. You know, folks may ask all the time, how can you support, a guy like a Donald Trump with some of his personality flaws? And I hear from folks all the time asking that question. It's about policies, about the culture of Washington, D.C., and the spiritual and the moral foundations of our nation that have to be preserved. These things will affect your granddaughters in sports, and whether or not guys will play sports with them, will be in the locker room with them. These things are going to affect marriage and family and curriculum and school systems and universities. All of those things are affected because of policy. And so I just want to remind you, vote policy, not personality. I'll talk to you soon.